So if you like my video, press like button. 제 영상이 좋으면 좋아요 버튼 눌러주세요. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. 그리고 제 유튜브 채널 구독도 잊지 마세요. 환경부는 온실가스 배출권 거래제 시행을 앞두고 The Ministry of Environment, the implementation of the greenhouse gas emission right trade policy is about to happen and 향후 3년간 온실가스 총량을 정해 업종별로 할당한다는 계획을 발표했다. They announced the plan that in the next 3 years, they decide the total amount of the greenhouse gas and then they assign it by industry. 이 제도는 지구 온난화의 원인인 온실가스를 줄이기 위한 것으로 This policy is for the purpose of reducing the greenhouse gas that is the cause of the global warming. 업체별로 일정한 배출량을 정해놓고 by industry, they set the certain emission right and 기준보다 많거나 모자라는 경우 배출권을 사고 팔 수 있게 하는 제도이다. It is the policy that make be able to buy and sell the emission right in case that it's less than or more than the criteria. 그런데 기업의 성장률을 고려하지 않고, however, not considering the growth rate of the enterprise and 할당량을 정하는 방식에 대해 문제가 있다는 지적이 있다. There is a point that there is an issue about the way that they decide the amount of assignment. 기업은 배출권을 구입해야 하는데 the enterprise, they need to purchase the emission right. However, 경영 악화로 공장을 가동하지 않는 기업은 for the enterprises that don't run their factories with the reason of the worse management, 도리어 배출권 판매 이익을 취할 수 있기 때문이다. It's because that they can rather take sales profit of the emission right. 새 제도의 정착을 위해 for the settlement of the new policy, 모두가 납득할 수 있는 합리적인 시행 방안이 마련되어야 할 것이다. The rational implementation measures that everybody can be convinced and accept shall be prepared. Okay, now let's look at each sentence in detail. 다음을 읽고 물음에 답하십시오. Read the following and answer to the question. The first sentence is very long. We have to find out the expression so that we can break after the expression. The expression here is 고. When we translate the sentence that has linking word as 고, you have to translate this formal one A first, and then we have to translate the letter one B later. We have to translate A first and then B. Okay, so let's look at the A phrase. 환경부는 자, 는 subject. So the 환경부 is the subject. 환경부, the Ministry of Environment. 환경, environment, 부, department or ministry. So 환경부는 the Ministry of Environment, 온실가스, 온실, greenhouse, 가스, gas. 그다음에 배출권. 자, 배출, emission, 권, right. So together, 배출권, emission, right. 거래제, 거래, trade. And this J is a policy. A of 시행, implementation. 시행을 앞두고, 자, up is ahead, front, to put. So to put something ahead. Okay, so let's translate this sentence again. 환경부는 the Ministry of Environment, they put ahead of what? What information is it? They put ahead what? The implementation of the greenhouse gas emission right trade policy. So, the greenhouse gas emission right trade policy implementation is about to happen. And this single quotation mark is the name of the policy. 향후 3년간, for the next 3 years, 온실가스 총량을 정해. 자, 정하다, to decide. So decide what? What information is the direct object marker을? 총량, the total amount. 총, it means total, and 량, amount. So they decide the total amount of 온실가스, that's greenhouse gas. The Ministry of Environment, they decide the total amount of the greenhouse gas for the next 3 years. And then actually in this sentence, 서 is missing. 서 sometimes, if it's translated as and then, it can be skipped sometimes. So 서 and then 업종별로 자 업종 industry 별로 classified by categorized by 업종 industry 자 업종별로 categorized by industry 할당한다는 계획을 발표했다. 자 here 니은 under 다고 발표하다. 자, this is a one chunk means 자, 발표했다. announced that. And double S under here is for the past tense. That's why announced. And that is this one. 다고. But why is it 다는? It's because to modify the following noun 계획. It's because to modifying the following noun 계획 plan. So what plan is it? That this whole parenthesis modifies the following noun 계획. That's why 는 is there because 는 is relative pronoun in present tense. So it means that. The plan that 할당하다, assign. Okay, let's translate this sentence again. The Ministry of Environment, they announced the plan. What kind of plan is it? That they decide. Yeah, we have to translate this one first. It's because of so, and then they decide the greenhouse gas total amount for the next 3 years, and then they assign by industry. The second sentence is very, very long too. So we have to find expression that is 기 위한 것으로. 기 위한 것으로. It is for. It's for 줄이다. To decrease. So it's for decrease or reduce. It's for reduce what? 온실가스, the greenhouse gas. That is 원인인. 자, in is equals to. Which equals to? Which is 원인. Cause. Which is the cause of. That's it. Which is the cause of the 지구, earth. 온난화, 지구온난화 together, it's global warming. And we have this 는 subject marker. So 이 제도는 this policy is for reduce the greenhouse gas, which is the cause of global warming. And 업체별로 by or categorized by the industry 일정한 certain 배출량. 자, 배출 emission 량 amount 정하다 to decide. Decide and put 정해놓다 is set 입니다. 정해놓다 set. So we set what? Certain emission amount by or categorized by the industry. We set the certain emission amount by industry. 기준보다 많거나 모자라는 경우. 자, 는 경우 in case. 자, 모자라다 is lacking. To lack. 많다, a lot. 자, 거나, or. In case the emission amount is lacking or a lot, 보다, rather than, 기준, standard, or criteria. 업체별로 일정한 배출량을 정해놓고 we set the certain emission amount by industry, and in case if it's lack or a lot, then it's a standard. 배출권을 the emission right 사고 팔 수 있게 하는 제도이다. So 사고 팔다 buy and sell. 리을 under 수 있어요. Be able to. 리을 under 수 있다. This is be able to. So can, 개하다 is a causative verb. make. 제도이다 is the policy. 제도이다, 이다, it is. 제도, policy. And this 는 is relative pronoun that. This parenthesis modifies 제도, policy. It is a policy that make people can buy and sell their emission right. In case if it's more or lack rather than the standard. Let's translate this sentence again. 이 제도는 this policy is it's to reduce greenhouse gas, which is the cause of the global warming. And they set the certain emission amount by industry. In case of the emission amount is more or less rather than its criteria, it's the policy that make people can buy and sell its emission right. 그런데 기업의 성장률을 고려하지 않고 할당량을 정하는 방식에 대해 here we have to, this is also a long sentence, so we have to find the expression which is here. 지 않고, not, 지 않다, negation, not, 고려하다, consider, not consider what? Not consider what? What information is 성장률, 성장, growth, 률, rate. So not considering the growth rate of 기업, the enterprise, not considering the growth rate of the enterprise, and 할당량을 정하는 방식에 대해 about 방식, the method or the way, about the method. 어떤 method예요? What kind of 방식 is it? That we decide, 정하다. And this 는 relative pronoun, that in present tense. So the way that we 정하다, decide what information is the assignment 량, amount. 자, 할당하다, to assign. Without 하다, it becomes a noun. assignment 량, amount. About the way that we decide the assignment amount, 문제가 있다는 지적이 있다. There is a point. What kind of point is it? 문제가 있다. There is a problem. So this 다는 together, that. There is a point that there is a problem. Okay, let's translate this sentence again. 그런데, however, 기업의 성장률을 고려하지 않고, 않다, not consider the growth rate of the enterprise and 할당량을 정하는 방식에 대해 about the way that we decide the assignment amount. 문제가 있다는 지적이 있다. There is a point that there is a problem. blank, 빈칸. 기업은 the enterprise 배출권을 구입해야 하는데 자, 야 하다 need to, have to. And this 야 syllable always with conjugated stem of the verb. That's why 구입해. 자, 구입하다, purchase. So the enterprise, they need to purchase what? So what information is 배출권, the emission right. 그런데, 는데, however, 경영 악화로 공장을 가동하지 않는 기업은 자, 기업, the enterprise, what kind of enterprise is it? This parenthesis modifies the enterprise. 는 is relative pronoun in present tense, so that the enterprise which or that 지 않아요, not or don't 가동하다, run or operate, run what? 공장, factories. The enterprise that doesn't run a factory 경영 악화로. 자, this law giving you the reason why. So with the reason. 자, 경영 business management 악화 worse. Together it's worse business management. So with the reason of the worse business management, they do not run the factory. So those enterprise 도리어 rather 배출권 판매 이익을 취할 수 있기 때문이다. 자, 기 때문이다. It's because. And 리을 under 수 있다. Be able to. Can. It's because they can. 자, 취하다 is take. Take what? 이익. Profit. 이익을 취하다. Take profit. 배출권 판매이익. The emission right. 판매. Sales. Okay, let's translate this sentence again. 기업은 the enterprise 배출권을 구입해야 하는데 they need to purchase the emission right. However, 경영 악화로 공장을 가동하지 않는 기업은 the enterprise that doesn't run the factory with the reason of the worst management 도리어 rather 배출권 판매 이익을 취할 수 있기 때문이다. It's because they can take the sales profit. What kind of sales profit? The emission right sales profit. 새 제도의 정착을 위해, 자, 을 위해, this is an expression for. So for the 정착, settlement, for the settlement of the new policy, 새 제도, 모두가 납득할 수 있는 합리적인 시행 방안이, 자, 모두가, all the people, 가, subject. So all the people, 납득할 수 있는, 자, 리을 under 수 있다, can. So all the people can, 납득하다, be convinced, and accept. That's 납득하다. So 모두가 납득할 수 있는 all the people can be convinced and accept 합리적인 시행 방안. 자, 합리적인 rational. So 시행 방안 implementation measures. Rational implementation measures that everybody can accept. So this parenthesis modifies 합리적인 시행 방안, that is rational implementation measures. 네, so 는 present tense relative pronoun. Okay. 마련되어야 할 것이다. 자, 마련하다 to prepare. 마련되다 to be prepared. 야하다 should be prepared. And real under 것이다. will. So together will need to be prepared. That's 마련되어야 할 것이다. What will need to be prepared? That is 합리적인 시행 방안. The rational implementation measures that everybody can be convinced and accept for the settlement of the new policy. 44번, 이 글의 주제로 알맞은 것을 고르십시오. 자, 주제로 as a topic of 이 글, this writing. Please choose the appropriate one. 자, every option ends with 야 한다. 야 한다. 야 한다. That is need to, should, have to. So 기업이 동의하지 않는 제도의 시행은 자, this is the subject. So the implementation of the policy that 자, this 기업이 이 subject. So this enterprise is the subject in this parenthesis. So the enterprise do not agree, 동의하다, 지향하다, avoid. And this 야, syllable 야 with the conjugate stem. That's why 지향해 is the conjugate stem. Okay, so the implementation of the policy that the enterprise doesn't agree on should be avoided. Avoid. 이런 말 없습니다. They did not mention should avoid. The author did not mention should avoid the implementation of the 제도, policy that the enterprise doesn't agree. And also, they did not mention the policy that the enterprise doesn't agree on. 이런 말도 없었습니다. 네, so it's misinterpretation. Number 2, 배출권 할당은 the assignment of the emission right, 기업의 사정에 따라 조정되어야 한다. 자, 조정하다, to adjust. And 조정되다, 되다, to become adjustment. So this is passive voice, to be adjusted. And 조정하다, to do adjustment. So to adjust, it's active voice. So 배출권 할당은 the emission right assignment should be adjusted. Should be adjusted. 에 따라 according to or depending on 기업의 사정. The enterprises, it's of or apostrophe s, possessive marker. The enterprises 사정, circumstances, that's 사정. 네, 이거 맞죠? 배출권 할당은 기업의 사정에 따라 조정되어야 한다. The emission right assignment should be adjusted according to the enterprise's circumstances. 그쵸? Some, they might take profit from it. That's why the last sentence, 새 제도의 정착을 위해 for the new policy settlement, 모두가 납득할 수 있는 합리적인 시행 방안이 마련되어야 할 것이다. 네, so the rational implementation measures will need to be prepared. So shall be prepared. That's why, 네. So the assignment of the 배출권, it should be adjusted according to their own circumstances because some might take advantage of it. 그렇죠. 그래서 정답은 2번이 되겠습니다. 자, 3번 배출권 할당은 의도적인 거래를 염두에 두어야 한다. 자, 배출권 할당, 의도적인 intentional 거래, trade, intentional trade, 염두해 두어야 한다. 자, 염두, consideration, 두다, to put into a consideration. 그래서 염두에 두다, together, to take into consideration. So we need to take into consideration what? intentional trade. So in this case, it's not subject, it's for to because this is not a subject. So the phrase is to emphasize it. So for the admission assignment, we need to take into consideration the intentional trade. It looks like the topic, but this is too shallow. The topic, it always should be comprehensive. But this option is too specific. So it's wrong. And second of all, this 의도적인 거래, intentional trade, this is very vague. 의도적인 거래, intentional trade, sounds very vague. So it's not clear. So that's why it's also wrong answer because it's too vague and it's too specific. Number 4, 현실성을 고려한 환경보호 대책이 마련되어야 한다. 자, 대책, the measures. It's the subject. The measures. But what kind of measures is it? 환경, environment, protection measures that 고려한. 자, 고려하다, consider, that we considered. 자, single nearness, past tense. So we consider the 현실성, reality. 마련되어야 한다. 자, 마련하다. and 마련되다. 자, same thing. 마련되다. To be prepared. 마련하다. To prepare. Environmental protection measures that took consideration the reality should be prepared. 자, this 현실성을 고려 환경보호 대책. 자, this 대책. The measures is about the 배출권 할당이죠. 환경 보호를 위한 배출권 할당. So this is the wrong connection. They did not mention about the environmental protection measures that consider the reality. The considered reality is actually 배출권 할당, not environmental protection measures. So this is the wrong connection. That's why it's also wrong answer. 45번 빈칸에 들어갈 내용으로 알맞은 것을 고르십시오. Please choose the appropriate one as the content that will go into 빈칸 blank. Real under is future tense, so it's a will. So that will go into blank. Okay, so let's look at this blank. Okay, let's look at the previous sentence and the following sentence together. 그런데 기업의 성장률을 고려하지 않고 but not consider the growth rate of the enterprise 할당량을 정하는 방식에 대해 about the ways that we decide the assignment amount 문제가 있다는 지적이 있다. There is a point that there is an issue. 기업은 자, this one, this parenthesis modifies 기업, enterprise. There is a problem, and the following sentence is about the example. 기업은 배출권을 구입해야 하는데 the enterprise need to purchase the emission right. However, 경영 악화로 공장을 가동하지 않는 기업은 the enterprise that doesn't run their factory due to with the reason of their worse management. Rather, it's because they can take sales profit of it. Okay, so 배출권을 구입해야 하는데 the enterprise need to purchase the emission right who give a lot of 온실가스, greenhouse gas. They need to buy the 배출권. That's why we have to find out The enterprise that runs their factories and emit a lot of 온실가스, greenhouse gas. 네, because these are the opposite enterprises. 네, where is the hint that we know this is opposite enterprises? It's here. 는데. However, but this enterprise, they need to purchase it. 왜? Because they produce more gas than its criteria. So they have to buy the emission right. But this one doesn't run their factory, so they have the certain amount of emission right that they do not use. So they can set it to this company because it says this company should purchase it because they emit more gas. So that being said, they run their factories. So let's find the answers. Number 3, 3번. 매출이 늘어 공장 가동률이 높아진. 자, 공장, factory, 가동, running, 률, rate, 높아지다, become high, so higher. 매출, this is the revenue. 늘다, increase. 매출이 늘어서, 자, 서 is missing in this sentence, so because the revenue increase, the 기업, the enterprise, 공장 가동률, the factory running rate became high. 자, single neon under is for the past tense, so it's became. 지다 is became. 높다, high. Became high. 네, so this is the right answer, 3번. 자, let's look at the other answers too. 배출량이 할당된 양에 못 미치다. 못 미치다. It's cannot reach. Cannot reach to the 양, amount. 할당된 양. 자, single ni은 under is for the past tense. It means was assigned. So 배출량이 subject. The enterprise, its emission amount couldn't reach the assigned amount. 2번 온실가스 총량을 신고하지 않은 not. 자, 신고하다 report. 자, report what? The total amount. The greenhouse gas total amount. The enterprise that did not report the greenhouse gas total amount. This one is also 아니죠. They did not mention it at all. 4번 경영진의 배출량 감소 의지가 강한 경영진, the managers, 배출량, the amount of emission, 감소, reduction, decrease, 의지, willingness, 강한, strong. So the enterprise that has a strong willingness of the emission amount decrease of the managers. 자, 그래서 정답은 3번이 되겠습니다.